I'm going to show you how I like to tie the Denny Ricker's Silbugger. This is an amazing fly for fishing for these big rainbows on the Blackfoot Indian Reservation. We'll fish it all summer long. I'll tie it up weighted and unweighted, all different colors and shades. The most effective seems to be olive with the dyed orange grizzly hackle. The best size is about a size 10, 4X long. This is going to be on a Dairiki number 700. So everybody has a different way of tying it. This is just the way I do it. And I think it's important that you like the way your flies look, so when you're fishing you have confidence that these fish are going to like it. So this is how I do it. Check it out.
I'm going to start with wrapping the thread about halfway down the shank. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the lead on. I'm going to tie this one weighted. And when I'm usually the ones that are weighted, I'll fish them with a stripping technique, but usually this is for the spring spawn and having it hang up underneath an indicator. And then the waves and the wind give it the action it needs. And that head will dip down and you'll get that porpoising effect. But, you know, sometimes it's necessary. You'll want that same movement when you're stripping it in during the summer. But just usually it's unweighted when I'm stripping it straight in with a full sink or maybe a dry line. Just depends on the situation, really. And I've found that I like to, instead of using the tip of the marabou, use the sides of it. It's just better action to that tail. You get more swim out of it. So I'll tie that on. I like to go all the way back to the lead so it kind of evens that whole body out.
Oh, that's big.
And I'm going to tie in a little bit of flash. I don't use a lot, just one strand on each side. It's not really necessary to put any more because the dubbing has a lot of flash in it as well. There's going to be a lot of that hanging out towards the tail. Okay, so now I'm going to tie, I've gone ahead and stripped the one side of this hackle off. I'm going to tie that in. Just makes for a cleaner fly, and I want all the hackle and everything moving back towards the tail. I'll create that dubbing loop. I like to make it a little long, so I've got some thread to work with on the end. Okay, wrap that all the way back to the head. And what I like about this pattern is, one, you don't have to put wire in. The hackle's going to be wrapped in with the dubbing loop and the dubbing. And I especially like how the fibers of that hackle are buried in the dubbing. It just looks more natural, and the whole thing really traps air well, so you get air bubbles in there, and it just, when you cast and it sinks down, and it just looks really, really fishy, really natural in the water. Alright, I'll give it a few twists just to get that dubbing tied in there, and then I'll move it and clean it up.
I think he hit the scud.
Nice.
And a few more. Tighten it up. And I'll just even things up. I think it's real important here. I found to leave a lot of this dubbing sticking out. If you twist it too tight, then it all packs down, and it's not as effective. I like a lot of that dubbing hanging out towards the end. I'm going to move this down a little bit more. The more you twist, the tighter it's going to get. So just go ahead and pull some of this stuff out. Nice big bushy bug. Put this in. Should be enough. Now when you start to twist, you'll find that this first section will get about right. If you keep twisting, it's going to take all that dubbing and pack it down. So instead of trying to get all this just right, I'll start wrapping at this point and get that first 10 or so wraps in. Now when you wrap, pull forward or pull back on everything. I like the hackle facing towards the back, so you got to work it a little bit. And then that next wrap's going to hold it down and keep it facing backwards. It's just a nicer look. Maybe it's just me, but that's pretty important to have it look the way you think it should. It gives you more confidence when you're sitting there, especially when you're fishing an indicator and you could be there a while. The bite comes and goes, so you may be fishing for an hour or two and not catching anything, but you might pick one or two up, but when the bite's on, they'll be hitting this fly. Just keep wrapping to get up towards the top. Do one more wrap.
The other end that they were just too skittish. That's a beautiful looking fish.
Oh my gosh, what a nice big healthy fish. Yeah.
That's a good looking fish.
And that's pretty much it. Get this thing wrapped off, and then you're just gonna clean it up when you're done. I've got to where I don't use head cement anymore. I do 4 or 5 wraps, pull it tight, and do it one more time. And that has not come undone yet. And that's it.
Hope your mountains are high, your sky's blue, and your rivers are full of fish. Your travel's light, your troubles few, and you received every wish. When it's time for you to go back home and rejoin the race, you hand me well to waving goodbye, but your heart never leaves this place. It just says good night, Montana, good night. Oh, and turn the lights out on another great day in paradise. Good night, Montana, good night. Oh, you can never say goodbye to her. You can never say goodbye. Just good night.